Thank you, Madam Mayor. We're live.
Good evening and welcome, councillors, executive leadership team and community members joining us live streaming tonight for the council's statutory meeting to elect the mayor and deputy mayor for 21-22. In accordance with the Local Government Act 2020, Division 4, election of mayor and deputy mayor, and the Hepburn Shire Council's governance rules and election period policy, I, Bradley Thomas, Chief Executive of the Council, will chair this meeting. This meeting will also provide for the opportunity for councillors of Hepburn Shire Council to be appointed to represent council on a range of committees, boards and external bodies. And I welcome everyone tonight. Hepburn Shire Council acknowledges the Dja Dja Wurrung as the traditional owners of the lands and waters on which we live and work. On these lands, Dja has performed age-old ceremonies of celebration, initiation and renewal. We recognise their resilience through disposition, and it is a testament to their continuing culture and tradition, which is strong and thriving. We also acknowledge the neighbouring traditional owners, the Wurundjeri to our southeast and the Wadawurrung to our southwest, and pay our respect to all Aboriginal people, their culture and law. We acknowledge their living culture and the unique role that they play in the life of this region. I'd now like to ask Councillor Leslie Hewitt to make the statement of commitment on behalf of councillors given the electronic measures of tonight's meeting. Councillor Hewitt, you are unfortunately on mute.
We, the councillors of Hepburn Shire, declare that we will undertake on every occasion to carry out our duties in the best interests of the community, and that our conduct shall maintain the standards of the Code of Good Governance so that we may faithfully represent and uphold trust placed in this council by the people.
Thank you, Councillor Hewitt. Due to current restrictions, tonight's council meeting will be conducted virtually. And in the spirit of open, transparent and accountable governance, this meeting is being live streamed on Council's Facebook page, and you'll be able to review the proceedings of this meeting, council deliberations and voting. This meeting is also being recorded and will be made available on Council's website as soon as practicable after the meeting. Should technology problems be encountered during this meeting and we're unable to broadcast this meeting, the meeting will be adjourned until resolution or postponed until a live stream can be re-established. In accordance with Chapter 6, Section 3 of our governance rules, a person, including any representatives of the media, must not operate photographic, audio or video recording equipment or any other recording device at any council meeting without first obtaining consent of the chairperson. I also remind everyone that local government decision-making, unlike state and federal government, does not afford the benefit of parliamentary privilege, and hence no protection is afforded to councillors or council officers for comments made during meetings which is subsequently challenged in a court of law and determined to be slanderous. The next ordinary meeting of council will be held on Tuesday the 23rd of November 2021 at 6 p.m, and any regular council business and public participation time will be conducted at that time. As per ministerial guidelines for virtual meetings, councillors are required to advise individually whether they can see and hear proceedings and their councillor colleagues. I will confirm to each councillor whether they can be heard. Councillor Bray, I will start with you. Can you please confirm that you can hear proceedings and see and hear all of your colleagues?
I can confirm that I can hear proceedings and see and hear all my councillor colleagues.
Thank you, Councillor Bray. I can also see and hear you. Councillor Dryly, can you please confirm?
Yes, I can hear and see my colleagues and hear proceedings.
Thank you, Councillor Dryly. I also confirm I can see and hear you. Councillor Simpson, can you please confirm? Councillor Simpson, I believe you might be on mute.
Sorry, I can hear all my colleagues and I can hear proceedings.
Thank you. I too can see and hear you. Councillor Halliday, could you please confirm?
Yes, thank you. I can confirm I can hear proceedings and I can see and hear all of my councillor colleagues.
Thank you, Councillor Halliday. I can hear and see you. Councillor Henderson, can you please confirm?
Yes, yes, Mr. CEO, I can both see and hear all of my colleagues and see and hear all of the proceedings.
Excellent. I too can hear and see you, Councillor Henderson. Councillor Hewitt, can you please confirm?
I can confirm that I can see and hear all of my colleagues and I can hear proceedings.
Thank you, Councillor Hewitt. We got the majority of your commentary there. Thank you. Councillor Hood, can you please confirm?
Yes, Mr. Thomas, I can confirm that I can see and hear proceedings.
Thank you, Councillor Hood. I can confirm I can see and hear you and see and hear all councillors. I'd also like to introduce other councillors who are present at tonight's council meeting. Mr. Andrew Burgess, Director of Organisational Services, Ms. Lee McCullum, Director of Community and Development, Mr. Bruce Lucas, Director of Infrastructure and Delivery, Mr. Chris White, ICT Manager, and Ms. Kristen Fort, Manager of People and Governance. We have no apologies for tonight's meeting. Declarations of conflict of interest. Pursuant to Section 129 in the Local Government Act 2020 and Section 7E of the Local Governance and Integrity Regulations 2020, a conflict of interest does not apply to the election of a councillor to the office of Mayor or Deputy Mayor under Section 25 or 27 of the Act. So tonight's meeting, no conflict of interest to those councillors. We'll move through to officers' reports and item 5.1. 5.1 relates to the term of the Mayor, and Section 26(3) of the Local Government Act 2020 states that before the election of a Mayor, a council, other than Greater Geelong City Council, must determine by resolution whether the Mayor is to be elected for a 1-year or 2-year term. Councillors, I have an officer's recommendation before you. The recommendation is that council elects the Mayor for a term of 1 year. I'm in search of a motion. Councillor Henderson, your motion, please. Is that as per written?
As per the recommendation.
Do I have a seconder for that motion? Councillor Simpson. You second that? Do I have any speakers that would vote against the motion? No. Councillors, therefore, I put the motion, and all those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand. Councillor Henderson, Councillor Halliday, Councillor Hood, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Dryly, and Councillor Bray. I note that that motion is carried. Thank you. So we will have a 1-year mayoral term. 5.2, election of the Mayor. The office of Mayor became vacant at 6 p.m. tonight on the 16th of November 2021. The Local Government Act 2020, the Act, states Section 25(1) states that councillors must elect a councillor to be Mayor at a meeting of council that is open to the public. And in accordance with the Act, the Mayor is to be elected no later than 1 month after the council election. We've called for nominations, and in accordance with council's governance rules and election period policy, nominations must be received in writing and seconded by another councillor. Those nominations needed to be handed to myself by 6 p.m. tonight. In those nominations that I've received, and will confirm that the councillors will accept those nominations. Councillor Hood nominated Councillor Hewitt to be the Mayor, seconded by Councillor Henderson. Councillor Hewitt, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, Mr. Thomas, I do.
Thank you. And the second nomination received was Councillor Simpson nominated Councillor Dryly to be the Mayor, seconded by Councillor Bray. Councillor Dryly, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Dryly. We will now provide each of the nominated, so there was just the 2 nominations. We will now provide an opportunity for both nominated councillors, if they wish, to provide a 3-minute update and presentation to councillors. And then following that, the vote will be undertaken. There are no questions or clarification from other councillors. And as per the nomination process, we're going in order of nominations received. So Councillor Hewitt will speak first for 3 minutes, followed by Councillor Dryling. Councillor Hewitt, I hand over to yourself. And we've just lost you off screen, Councillor Hewitt. I can no longer see you, Councillor Hewitt.
Is that better?
Much better. We can now see and hear you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thomas. And I hope, councillor colleagues, that my computer technology issues will not let me down tonight. Why am I seeking to not re-nominate? Whilst it might be uncommon, it has been done in Hepburn before, and the new Local Government Act does allow for 2-year mayoral terms. Hepburn Shire's own policies require the mayor to have the skills, qualification, experience and personal attributes to provide leadership to support the continuing development of the Hepburn Shire. My qualifications and non-council experience are the same as they were when you elected me last year. You know what they are. Mayors need to develop relationships with a range of people to understand and synthesise complex issues and to be able to communicate these to the community and the public. Media skills, financial literacy and effectively utilising the position for the benefit of the Shire are key. You will judge whether or not I've done that. I've made some mistakes, but my mantra is that I won't make the same mistakes in 6 months' time. And this means a personal preparedness to take responsibility for my own actions and behaviour. None of those, of course, are reasons to re-nominate. They're the reasons for saying, thank you for the support. I enjoyed the experience, mostly, and I'm moving on. There's been some talk about change, the need for other councillors to have a turn, and that is an argument. But what do we know about change? Both sociological and psychological research on the impact of change tells us that both too little or too much change impacts negatively on the ability of organisations to respond effectively to challenges. The Shire has gone through a year of almost constant crisis management with COVID, the storm in June, and subsequent extreme weather events. Crisis in the context of change, the implementation of the new Local Government Act, the election of 6 out of 7 new councillors, the resignation of an appointment of a CEO, and all the while having to continue to provide the usual governance business of council. Massive changes, certainly not too little, and certainly not an optimum amount for resilience, which is our ability to cope effectively with challenges. And we do, as a council, have some challenges ahead. Councillors, you all know what they are. COVID recovery, crunch time in relation to decision-making about the RECs, the release of the Local Government Inspectorate's independent investigation into the RECs, the origins of the RECs debacle at some stage, the renaming of Jim Crow Creek, how we respond to government decisions on the provision of aged cares, and all of which, regardless of what our decisions are, need to be communicated effectively to the community and the backlash. 2022 is a key year in the 4-year council term with the state and federal elections due. Councillors, you know that our financial position means that we need grants in order to achieve the council plan, which, supported by the community, is rightly aspirational. Yes, residents and ratepayers have identified sustainability as the highest priority, but at the same time don't want higher rates or decreased services. So our relationships with state and federal government, which are always critical, are key in this election year, and they do take effort and time. Continuing as mayor for this critical year enables the Shire to capitalise on the work that I've done in the previous year and utilise those relationships. Personal attributes, finally, COVID means that we haven't had the opportunity that would usually occur to get to know and understand each other. Feedback that I've had indicates that I've been fair, able to listen to alternative points of view, synthesise arguments, and from the community, that I've been informative and calming during a crisis and periods of change. Indeed, I've been nominated by someone in the community as one of the locals' legends of lockdown. All our decisions must be made in the best interest of the whole Shire, not in the interest of ourselves or our wards. And that's why I've renominated, and that's why I ask for your support in the best interest of the Shire, for continuity in the face of external crises and the ongoing challenges, but also to make the most of the relationships and skills that have been developed in 2021 for 2022, a key year in impacting on the success of this council term. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hewitt. Councillor Dryling.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Fellow councillors, officers and valued community members watching this meeting online, firstly, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you tonight to highlight my reasons and plans for accepting my nomination to be Mayor. Firstly, I wish to congratulate Councillor Hewitt on her high level of leadership she has shown during her term as Mayor of Hepburn Shire over a very challenging 12-month period. In putting myself forward for this role, I want to offer a counterpoint and individual perspective on the path ahead. My passions are well known as being environmental and local democracy focused, and I'm looking forward to being invested more broadly in all areas across the board. I'm deeply involved in the Hepburn community. Just last Saturday, I managed to attend a local biodiversity walk and also help out with Creswick Youth Film Project. Last Thursday, I was pleased to be part of the morning service at Kingston Remembrance Day. As Mayor, I'm really looking forward to being more involved in the community across the Shire now that COVID restrictions are easing. I love a challenge and I'm really motivated to succeed when a problem presents itself. I'll bring a different perspective and diverse range of skills and experiences to the role of Mayor. I'll help to facilitate the successful and responsible implementation of our council plan. I'll endeavour to provide strong and transparent leadership as we approach some challenging decisions and major projects ahead. I believe in the value of collaboration, and I know the worth of working together creatively to find innovative, long-lasting solutions that are founded on group integrity and community ownership. Communication and professionalism will be very important features of my role as Mayor. My background in the arts, theatre and TV as an assistant director has helped me develop these skills. I spent the last years coordinating a local community market, been a partner in local street front business, and I've been an academic tutor to young adults and dad to 3 gorgeous teenagers. I'm happy to acknowledge I've made mistakes because from making mistakes comes learning and growth. I value openness in communication, and with these relationships based on trust and respect ensue. I've really enjoyed the opportunities presented to me in the past year to improve myself professionally by participating in council workshops on community capacity building, gender equity and equality, and in Indigenous cultural competency training, among others. I understand that as Mayor, I will further develop my professional skills and deepen my understanding of the role. I'll consistently seek ways to do things better, learn from past experiences, listen to feedback from others, and strive to be fair, impartial, and objective. Action on climate change and our environment is number one of our communities and my list of to-dos. Our sustainable Hepburn strategy will form a major part of this plan as we map out ways we can do our bit to reduce emissions, live more sustainable, healthy, and locally resilient lives. Finances will be in focus as some hard decisions need to be made and services and projects reviewed. I'm looking forward to working with our community as major structure planning works begin addressing future needs and directions of our towns, farmlands, businesses and industry, including issues such as housing affordability and active transport networks.
30 seconds.
Lastly, I want to mention my desire to see the continuing implementation of better community engagement processes that value community expertise and the rolling out of our reconciliation plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Dryling. Now, they are the 2 nominations for tonight. Under Council's governance rules, if there is more than 1 nomination, the councillors present at the meeting must vote for one of the candidates. For councillors, reminder that the nominees for the role of Mayor are Councillor Leslie Hewitt and Councillor Tim Dryling. In the event of a candidate receiving an absolute majority of the votes, that candidate is declared to have been elected. Councillors, I now ask you by show of hands to vote for the first nomination of Councillor Leslie Hewitt. For Councillor Leslie Hewitt to be Mayor, any hands? And there was Councillor Henderson, Councillor Hood and Councillor Hewitt. Councillors, by show of hands, all those in favour of Councillor Dryly being elected to the position of Mayor? Councillor Halliday, Councillor Bray, Councillor Dryly and Councillor Simpson. I therefore declare that Councillor Dryly has received an absolute majority of votes. Councillor Dryly is declared as Mayor of the Hepburn Shire Council for the 21-22 term of office. And I will now put in a recommendation to councillors. Councillors, that the officer's recommendation following the election or the voting of hands is that council, pursuant to section 25 of the Local Government Act 2020 and section 6 of the Hepburn Shire Council Government Rules and Election Period Policy, declares Councillor Dryly elected as Mayor of Hepburn Shire Council for the 21-22 term of office. In search of a motion, being that officers Councillor Bray, Councillor Simpson as mover and seconder. I'll put that to the vote. So put that nomination to the vote. All those in favour, Councillor Halliday, Councillor Bray, Councillor Dryly, Councillor Simpson. All those against, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Hood, Councillor Henderson. I therefore declare the motion carried and therefore Councillor Dryly elected as the Hepburn Shire Mayor for 21-22. And I make my congratulations. Unfortunately, Councillor Dryly, usually we would be in person and we would have the honour of being able to bestow you with the mayoral medallion, which we won't be able to do currently. But I'd like to, at this stage, invite each of the councillors to offer congratulations to the Mayor. Councillor Jen Bray.
I'd like to thank congratulations to Councillor Dryly for your acceptance of the nomination and your appointment to Mayor. I do look forward to working with you throughout the next 12 months as a councillor, and appreciate your diverse skills and a different approach. And while I say that, I also really would like to also thank Councillor Hewitt as our previous Mayor for the incredible work that she's done as well in the past 12 months. So thank you both.
Thank you. Councillor Halliday.
I haven't prepared anything to say, but congratulations, Tim, and I hope you enjoy your term as Mayor, and also congratulations, Leslie, on all your achievements and fantastic job you did in the past financial year or past mayoral term.
Councillor Hood.
Thanks, Mr. Thomas. Likewise, I congratulate and acknowledge the sterling performance of Councillor Hewitt over the past year through, at times, very difficult circumstances and some unusual ones. Councillor Hewitt, you ought to be very proud for the leadership you have given to this council over the past year. And as has already been noted, council does face a number of very substantial challenges over the next year and beyond, and I look forward to making a contribution towards council's success, Shire-wide and in representing my ward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Henderson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Well, congratulations are in order to Councillor Dryly, and I do say that there are big shoes to fill. Councillor Hewitt was thrown in at the deep end and has performed admirably, I think. It is a big job, Councillor Dryly. you have the carriage of the whole Shire and all of the issues in the Shire. They're not limited to just a few. Everyone has different aspirations, and it is beholden upon all of us to recognise that we are a very diverse community and that we all have different views and different aspirations. So I can tell you that from experience and long experience, and Councillor Hewitt would tell you also, that it is a full-time job. There is no room for second jobs in this game, and you'll be called upon through the weekends. A lot of community activities happen during the weekends, and people will be requiring you to attend to those or expect you to do that. And I think, you know, it will take very, very hard work. And, you know, it's nice to see that Councillor Hewitt, while thrown into the deep end, did that admirably, and I really appreciate the work that she has done. And I look forward to you doing an equal job, if not better. Good, better, best. You know, we shouldn't rest on our laurels. We need to work very, very hard, even represent those people who don't have the same views as us. So thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Simpson.
Congratulations, Mayor Dryly, on your nomination as our new mayor. I feel confident that you will step up to the new position. You've demonstrated over the last 12 months that you are more than capable of being the mayor. I look forward to working productively with you.
Thank you. And Councillor Hewitt.
Congratulations, Tim, Councillor Dryly. I really want to assure you that I will continue to put the interests of the Shire and work with you effectively and cooperatively to ensure that this great Shire continues to develop as it does. As it will. Councillor Henderson has highlighted the demands of the mayoral role. I'm not sure, fellow councillors, that the community fully appreciates the amount of work that all of us put in as councillors. And I know that we do, and I know that, and I have experienced that the mayoral position is even more work than that. So I look forward to working with you. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, my fellow councillors, for the support that you've shown, but in particular, Councillor Hood, who as the Deputy Mayor has always been available as required to give advice or to talk through issues. I'd also like to acknowledge Councillor Henderson, who is the most experienced of all of us, and note that he has been more than willing to share that experience when it's been needed. There are some staff, and particularly you came in as the acting in your appointed role, and I must say that I think that you have done an excellent job under the difficult circumstances we've talked about, or that I mentioned in my my talk. It has been a crisis management year, and the staff and yourself, the senior executive, and the staff have all just continued with the work that they have to do while juggling those crisis events and the change. And so I thank you and the senior executive staff and the other staff for that. Also, just want to call out a particular mention to Erica Higgins, Auntie Marilyn Nichols, and Pauline Ugle, who, as the Mayor, Councillor Dryly, you're the chair of the Reconciliation Advisory Committee, Action Committee, and that's been a really important experience. And those three women who I've had contact with over that period have been extraordinarily generous in their advice and their welcoming, and I hope that you continue to experience that, because that was certainly one of the highlights of the mayoral term. There are other people too, but I will be continuing on the Disability Advisory Committee, Gender Equity Committee. I'll be continuing with those. They're not associated with the mayoral. So congratulations, Councillor Driley. I look forward to this next year. It is going to be a really critical year, given our reliance on grants and given the state and federal government elections coming up. It's important that you represent the Shire and continue the advocacy work so that we get the best outcome for the Shire that we can with that period. So I look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Councillor Hewitt. And I now invite the Mayor, Councillor Tim Driley, to address the meeting and provide his mayoral speech.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Firstly, I'd like to thank my councillor colleagues for their supporting words. The opportunity to serve the Hepburn Shire community as Mayor is such an honour, and I'm both thrilled and humbled. I'd also like to acknowledge Councillor Hewitt for her calmly steering us through a very turbulent time in the past 12 months. Councillor Hewitt has provided strong and compassionate leadership, and I look forward to continuing to work with her and seek her advice when appropriate. I also wish to acknowledge the amazing job and tremendous amount of support that our council staff provide, often above and beyond what is required. I feel very lucky to live and work in such a beautiful part of the world. The Shire is richly abundant in natural assets that we are fortunate to have to explore, appreciate and protect. I take comfort that our council can draw strength from and respond to the wisdom of a creative, passionate and diverse community. The year ahead may still present uncertainties as we once again emerge and deal with the physical, mental and financial stresses of the COVID pandemic, the damage from unprecedented climate change related weather events and constant adaptation to new and different ways of relating, living and working together. Over the next year, I wish to continue the good work that this council has begun in forging positive and more engaged relations with our community. We need to listen, foster local expertise and support our resilient, diverse systems, including our businesses, industries, farming and community health and wellbeing. We will continue to carefully and responsibly review our current and future commitments to ensure that we are spending our available funds and time in the best interest of the community, while remaining fiscally strong and able. One element of this will be acting on the real threat of climate change, better managing the loss of biodiversity in our fragile ecosystems and changing our waste to landfill practices as we develop our sustainable Hepburn strategy. We will also aim to address social inequalities and identify better future planning opportunities as part of year one of our strategic planning program. Importantly, we will also continue to strengthen our relationship and connection with our Dja Dja Wurrung traditional owners on our path to reconciliation. I look forward to working with you all in an inclusive way with a focus on transparency, equality, impartiality and honesty. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Councillors, you have a recommendation before you, and that is that Council receives and notes the Mayor's inaugural speech. I'm in search of a motion. Councillor Simpson, as the officer's recommendation, Councillor Simpson. And seconded Councillor Halliday. Councillors, I put this motion to a vote. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hands. Councillor Halliday, Councillor Henderson, Councillor Hood, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Driley and Councillor Jen Bray. I now note that that motion has been passed and carried. Can I also say, on behalf of the organisation as the CEO, congratulations, Councillor Driley, and really looking forward to working with you over the next 12 months. It has been an incredible ride for the organisation over this first term. For this councillor group, 6 out of 7 new councillors was always going to be a lot of learning for everybody. And then you throw in the events that have occurred over the last 12 months in terms of activities, in terms of storm activities, but in terms of change of senior leadership and everything like that. It'll be nice to continue to work way through. The work that we've really been able to do with the community on Hepburn Together is really exciting, and appreciated your kind words around staff, and really can't wait to hit the ground running with yourself and the councillor. Will continue to hit the ground running with yourself and the councillor group tomorrow. And if I could, on behalf of the organisation, really thank Councillor Hewitt. As a mayor, you've been incredibly available. Nothing has been too hard, and it's been fantastic to work with you in that the last 12 months. We've both personally been on a really big learning curve in terms of a first-term mayor and a first-time CEO as well. So personally, really thank you for the support that you've given me, which has in turn been to the organisation, and can't wait to continue our work with this councillor group. Thank you, councillors. We'll now move to item 5.3, which will be the term of the deputy mayor, so similar to the mayor that we've been through. Under section 27.2 of the Local Government Act 2020, section 26.3 also applies to the election of the deputy mayor, and therefore before the election of the deputy mayor, council must determine by resolution whether the deputy mayor is to be elected for a 1-year or a 2-year term. Councillors, we have a recommendation before us, and that is that councillor elects the deputy mayor for a term of 1 year. I am in search of a motion. Councillor Simpson, as per the officer's recommendation. Yes, and seconded Councillor Henderson. Councillors, I'll put the motion to a vote. All those in favour of the motion, please raise your hands. Councillor Halliday, Councillor Henderson, Councillor Hood, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Dryly. You had your hand up, I think, Councillor Dryly, sorry, and Councillor Bray. So all 7 councillors are unanimous there. We'll now move through to item 5.4 of tonight's agenda, which is the election of the deputy mayor. The office of the deputy mayor also became vacant at 6 p.m. tonight, 16th of November 2021. The Local Government Act section 25.1 states that councillors must elect a councillor to be deputy mayor at a meeting of the council that is open to the public. And in accordance with that act, the deputy mayor is to be elected no later than 1 month after the election. Also, in relation to the deputy mayor, it called for nominations in accordance with council's governance rules and election period policy. The determining of the deputy mayor will be conducted in the same manner as determining of the mayor, and voting will be conducted by a show of hands. Nominations, once again, were received in writing before 6 o'clock tonight and received in the following order of nominations. Councillor Henderson nominated Councillor Hood, seconded by Councillor Hewitt. Councillor Hood, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, Mr. Thomas, I do.
Thank you. And the second nomination we received was Councillor Simpson nominated Councillor Bray, seconded by Councillor Dryly. Councillor Bray, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, Mr. Thomas, I accept the nomination.
Thank you. Once again, I also will allow both Deputy Mayor and Mayor to speak for 3 minutes and providing the insights to the councillor group. We'll go in the matter of nominations received, and following those speeches, if the candidates wish to, we'll proceed to the voting process. I will therefore call upon Councillor Brian Hood to go first.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Councillors, the roles of mayor and deputy mayor are critically important. For good reason, council's policy requires that the mayor must have a combination of skills, qualifications and experience and personal attributes to enable him or her to provide the leadership, motivation and support to ensure the sustained and continuing development of the council, its staff and the Hepburn Shire community. I see no difference in the requisite attributes for the positions of mayor and deputy mayor. I would like to think that my performance over the past 12 months as deputy mayor has demonstrated that I can capably carry out the role. I would also hope that it's obvious that I did create a very effective working relationship with Councillor Hewitt in her role as Mayor. I can assure you that my tertiary qualifications and career experiences hold me in good stead and meet the requirements of Council's policy. Importantly, I also have the time and energy to devote to the role and have demonstrated an ability and willingness to not only promote issues in my ward, but also to take a whole of Shire view, which of course is obligated under the Local Government Act. 2022 will be a huge year for Hepburn Shire Council. We have the impending decision to make on the REX project, plus the delicate handling of the regulatory investigation into it, all of which must be explained to the community and other stakeholders. Secondly, Council's financial position and outlook is precarious and requires a significant rebuild. Some hard decisions will have to be made. Thirdly, we are still seeking to recover and emerge from COVID-19 and the June storm event. With regard to the recently adopted council plan, the hard part is now before us. It must be implemented. Our reliance on grant funding necessitates a close working relationship with state politicians in particular, and it is all the more critical that funding opportunities are seized in an election year. All of these factors, plus more, present an argument for continuity, stability, and a safe pair of hands. All of these circumstances and challenges call for strong leadership. While all councillors have obligations, it is the Mayor and Deputy who carry additional responsibilities. Put another way, the roles of Mayor and Deputy are not simply responsibilities that are shared on a rotational basis as a learning experience for councillors. They are much more serious than that. Councillors, I say that the working relationship between Mayor and Deputy is a critically important one. The Mayor needs a sounding board and tangible support in order to cope with their vast range of duties and responsibilities. Mr. Thomas, given that context, my support for Councillor Hewitt's re-election and the result of the mayoral vote, I therefore withdraw my nomination as Deputy for the coming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hood. Councillor Bray, I confirm that you still wish to be nominated for the position of Deputy Mayor.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Thank you. Now being only one nomination, with the nomination being withdrawn by Councillor Hood, under the Council's governance rules, if there is only one nomination, that member is appointed as the Deputy Mayor. My apologies, I've just lost my space. Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so sorry, under the governance rules, there being only one nomination, the candidate nominated must be declared duly elected. Therefore, being only one nomination, Councillor Jen Bray is declared Deputy Mayor of the Hepburn Shire Council for the 21-22 term of office. We'll now go to a recommendation. The recommendation before us is that Council, pursuant to Section 25 of the Local Government Act 2020 and Section 7 of the Hepburn Shire Council Governance Rules and Election Period Policy, declares Councillor Jen Bray elected as Deputy Mayor of Hepburn Shire Council for the 21-22 term of office. I'm in search of a motion. Councillor Simpson and then Councillor Dryly. Councillor Simpson, can I confirm that's the officer's recommendation that I just read out?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Dryly seconded. I'll put that motion to the vote. All those in favour, please. Councillor Halliday, Councillor Bray, Councillor Dryly, Councillor Simpson. All those against? Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Henderson, sorry. I therefore declare the motion is carried. Congratulations, Councillor Jen Bray. I'd now like to invite each councillor to offer their congratulatory messages to the Deputy Mayor, and then following them, I'll call on the Deputy Mayor for her Deputy Mayoral speech. I will move to Councillor Tessa Halliday first.
Congratulations, Councillor Bray. I'm sure you do a fabulous job of supporting Councillor Dryly, or Mayor Dryly, should I say. And I hope you enjoy your term as Deputy.
Councillor Henderson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Thomas. Well, once again, congratulations are in order. It might not have been the way I would have put it at this stage in the council's development, but nevertheless, Councillor Bray has the job, and I will give the support required. We don't always get things the way we necessarily see they should go, but there's nothing wrong with having a different and divergent view. And so what will happen is that, Councillor Bray, I will give you the support, and I will welcome you at any time to come to Creswick. It's the jewel in the crown of the Hepburn Shire, in my view. And as a ward councillor, you'd be very welcome to come over and continue your work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Simpson. Councillor Simpson, you're just on mute, I believe.
Congratulations to Deputy Mayor Bray. I will support you to the best of my ability in the next 12 months. In the past 12 months, you've been a very hardworking and supportive councillor, and I think that you will step up to this job and do a very good job. Thank you.
Councillor Hood.
Thanks, Mr. Thomas. As I said earlier, I look forward very much to working with councillors Dryly and Bray over the next, what will be very challenging 12 months at least. Thank you.
Councillor Hewitt.
Congratulations, Councillor Bray, and I too look forward to working with you in a collaborative manner over this 2022, which is going to be a really critical year for the Shire.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor Dryly.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Congratulations, Councillor Bray. Councillor Bray has demonstrated over a significant period of time her commitment to community, and has been at the forefront of many important local issues. She has, over time, developed a deep trust with local people. I'm confident that she'll do a great job as Deputy Mayor. I look forward to working with her and seeking her advice and support along the way. Congratulations again, Councillor Bray.
Thank you, Mayor Dryly. Deputy Mayor, Deputy Mayor Councillor Jen Bray, I'd like to invite you to address the meeting.
Mr. Thomas, and thank you to all of my fellow councillors for your support and your kind words. And I do want to say once more that I would love to thank Councillor Hewitt for her service as our Mayor for the past year. As a new councillor, she certainly started off in a new role, as we say, in the deep end, but her skills in diplomacy and communication and her attention to detail and her strong connection with the community has meant she's been able to fulfil that role to a very high level. So thank you for that service. I would also like to thank our Deputy Mayor, previous Deputy Mayor, Councillor Hood, who has supported the Mayor, Councillor Hewitt, and worked hard alongside her and in his various roles throughout the year, especially given the high level of emergency work done, especially in his ward in Coliban. I'm happy to take on the role of Deputy Mayor for the next 12 months. I've found that the past year has been a steep but rewarding learning curve. It has been fascinating to learn the many ways in which council is part of the everyday lives of our community. And as a councillor, I've appreciated the opportunities to improve what we do. to find best outcomes, even when situations are complex and challenging. And I'm passionate about working collaboratively with my fellow colleagues, my councillors, our staff and the community to achieve better outcomes, especially given the challenging times ahead, the challenging situation our council is in, and the uncertainty of the future that lies before us. As Deputy Mayor, my role will be to support the Mayor, Councillor Dryly. And this role is an important communication link with our community. It's important to be visible in the community, to connect, to listen and communicate information our residents need to know. And I'm passionate, and with my experience in community networking and collaborative work, that I'll be able to carry out that duty. As a deputy and as a councillor, I'll work towards achieving the goals that we've set and the ones that we've set out in our community vision and our council plan. These goals represent the messages that we've heard from our community about what's important to them now and for the future. And our challenge will be to work within the frameworks that we have to our disposal. As a deputy, I'll provide support for the Mayor and will happily fulfil any mayoral duties if required. We're very lucky to have a diverse and highly skilled group of councillors, and each bring their own experience and expertise to our discussions and decision making. So I feel it is appropriate that we continue the tradition of choosing a new Mayor and new deputy each year as a way of providing a diversity of insights and approaches to these roles, and a diverse way for our community to connect with council. By sharing the load, it allows for more councillors to understand the complexity and the challenges of our council environment. So thank you again for your support and for your nomination, and I'm looking forward for the chance to serve my fellow councillors and my community as Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Bray. Councillors, we have a recommendation before us, and that recommendation is that Council receives and notes the Deputy Mayor's inaugural speech. Do I have a Councillor Henderson per the officer's recommendation, I assume? Nodded. And seconded Councillor Simpson. I'll put that to the vote. All those in favour? Councillor Halliday, Councillor Henderson, Councillor Hood, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Dryly, Councillor Bray. That motion is carried. Can I also take this opportunity on behalf of the organisation to firstly congratulate Councillor Bray. Congratulations on your appointment to the Deputy Mayor's role. It'll be fantastic to work with both you and Councillor Dryly on a closer basis over the next 12 months, and really looking forward to that. No doubt your passion for the community has really shone through over these last 12 months, and particularly in council's striving to improve our community engagement practices and processes. So looking to continue to develop that over the next 12 months. And to Councillor Hood, thank you very much, Lee, for your time and effort over the last 12 months and that support that you did provide to Councillor Hewitt, and particularly the role that you provide through our Audit and Risk Committee and bringing a financial lens to all conversations. Always appreciative to have a councillor really looking at our finances in depth. So appreciate the work there. And I know I really wanted to make a personal shout out for the work that you conducted early in June in terms of relations with the Trentham community in particular following the storm events. You were there in the hours and days following the storm event, and I know the community was really appreciative of that, and as an organisation we were too. So thank you to Councillor Hood, and congratulations to both Councillor Bray and Councillor Dryly, and we look forward to starting the work tomorrow. Everyone? Office page, going to the next item now, we'll go to Officers' Reports 6.1. So following on the election of the Mayor and Deputy Mayor on an annual basis, Council reviews the Council of Representation on advisory committees, community reference groups, boards and external bodies that Council represents. Councillors, there's a number of these boards that we sit on, and I will ask our governance team to hopefully bring up on the screen so our community can read all of the external bodies, and I'll take us through these. So these are a number of entities where the councillors have a role on, and I'll just read them out for our members. So these are the proposal of the recommendation. So the officer's recommendation is that council appoints the following councillors to the listed committees, boards and external bodies. They being the various committee of management or DELT committees, being there's 26 committees. They'd be represented by a councillor represented at their ward at these meetings when required. The Municipal Association of Victoria will be held by the Mayor, in this case Councillor Driley and Councillor Hewitt. Grampian Central West Waste and Resource Recovery Group Forum, Councillor Driley. World Heritage Listing of Victorian Goldfields Region Steering Committee, Councillor Henderson. The Central Highlands Councils Victoria and the Loddon Campaspe Councils Victoria will be held by the position of Mayor. The Municipal Emergency Management Planning Committee, Councillor Hood. The Audit and Risk Committee being held by the Mayor and Councillor Hood. The following council advisory committees, and the council representative will also chair these meetings. Those being the Disability Advisory Committee, Councillor Hewitt. The Gender Equity Advisory Committee, Councillor Hewitt. The Heather Mutimer International Women's Day Honour Roll Advisory Committee, Councillors Simpson and Councillor Henderson. The LGBTIQA+ Advisory Committee, Councillor Halliday. The Mineral Springs Reserve Advisory Committee, Councillor Simpson. The Public Art Advisory Committee, Councillor Halliday. Council's Reconciliation Action Plan Advisory Committee being the Mayor, Councillor Driley in this case, and the following advisory and reference group, the Hepburn Shire Health and Wellbeing Working Group, Councillor Halliday. So therefore they are the committees and the recommendations. So as I said, recommending that council appoints the councillors that I've read out to those listed communities, boards and external bodies. Councillors, I'm in search of a motion. Councillor Simpson, do you move the officer's recommendation, Councillor Simpson?
Yes, thank you, Bradley.
Thank you. Seconded to that motion, Councillor Halliday. Do I have any councillors against that motion? No, therefore, councillors, I will put this motion to a vote. All those in favour, please raise your hands. Councillor Halliday, Councillor Henderson, Councillor Hood, Councillor Hewitt, Councillor Simpson, Councillor Driley and Councillor Bray. So I therefore declare that item is carried. There is no other items of the agenda. Therefore, tonight has been the statutory meeting of council, the election of our mayor, our deputy mayor for the coming 12 months, and for the various committees for councillors to be put on. Can I say a massive thank you to the councillors as a group for the work over the last 12 months. We're 1 year into your term and a significant work that we've got through in 12 months, which I think we can be incredibly proud for, but I know that you will continue to work very hard for our community and look forward to working with you over the next 12 months as an organisation. Therefore, being no other items on the agenda tonight, I do declare the meeting closed at 6:58 p.m. And as I said, once again, my congratulations to Councillor Driley as our Mayor and Councillor Bray as our Deputy Mayor. And obviously disappointing that we can't shake hands, get photos in the mural robe and celebrate in that matter, but I'm sure you'll be able to spend some quality time with your family tonight, who will be incredibly proud, I'm sure, of your achievements tonight. And over the coming days and weeks, we'll get back together and look to continue to work with you. We'll close the meeting now. Thank you, councillors, and stop the live streaming.